So in yesterday's class, we have started with SQL. One second. So in the yesterday class, we have started with SQL, and we have done all this. We have done with what is SQL, what is characteristics of SQL. Then we have seen what is the data definition language, and what are the commands available in data definition language, that is create command, create table, create view, create index, alter table. So in the same way, we have seen about data manipulation language, that is select, insert, delete, and update. And we have even seen about creating a view. And we have seen about a data control language. So how do you give privileges or access to your controlling the thing? Then we have a grant and revoke. So in the same way, how do you um, 1 second, I think I have not on the audio. Okay. And we have seen about transaction control language, that is commit and rollback. So what is commit? Commit is you want to save some transactions, then you can use a commit. After committing, you have executed 2 or 3 commands and you feel that you don't want to execute those, then you want to go back, then you can use a rollback. That's what we have seen. And we have seen about the data types in SQL, that is number, character, varchar, date, long, and raw long. So if you want to represent and store numeric data, then you can use a number. And if you want to store a character, then you can use a character data type. The same way, if you want to store variable length character strings, then you can use not only strings, alphanumeric, then you can use a varchar. And if you want to store a date, then you have a date format. Then if you want to store very long length values, then you can use a long. And if you want to store images, videos, or something like that, then you can use a raw. So this is what we have seen about all the data types. Then we have seen about creating a table command. What is the syntax for creating? So we have seen about a create table, the table name, and how many columns you want, you can give, followed by data type, followed by constraints, not null, unique, primary key, you can give any of this. So this is a general format for giving a create table. So and then we have seen about a constraint, we have seen about not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, and default. These are all about constraints. Then we have a not null, we have seen about a not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, constraint. And we have seen about a data, default table, one example for a table. So then we have started with the operator in SQL, that is arithmetic operator, relational operator, and logical operator. We have seen about all this. Then we have seen about a data modification in a SQL. Then we have seen what is the syntax for insert, and there were 2 syntax which we have seen. This is one syntax and this is one more syntax. And we have inserted some values into the table. This is what they're displaying about the table called as a student. And we have seen about a select. In the select, we have selection and projection, select command and a project command. Then the select command, select star from student, or select, we have seen about selecting. How do we select all values, or select only the rows, or select only the columns. So these are the 3 examples where first one will select all the values in the table. The second example shows will select only those rows which are less than roll number 102, and the third example shows will be selecting only 2 columns, that is name and the class. And we have a SQL command, that is select, and it will start counting total number of records, that is a student. Then we have something called as a select roll number name, and the marks also we are adding from the student. Then we have added select name, then marks from student where the roll number is greater than 10C. That's what is a select command. Then we have seen about removing the duplicates. then we have to use a keyword called as a distinct. When we are using a distinct keyword, then in case if you have a duplicate values, that will not be displayed. So the same way, condition based on the range. So that is what is a between. So the roll number and the name from the student, where roll number between 100 and 103. So that is what a select command is doing. The above command displays roll number and the name of these students whose roll number lies in the range 100 to 103. Both 101, 100 and 103 are included in the range. Even this between will be using a 100 and 103. And we have a condition based on the list. So if I want within this particular thing, so like Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, based on this list, I want to select those students' names. So in the same way, percentage. So what is a percentage will be doing is it is matching any string. So I want all the names of the students whose name starts with S or whose name starts with M, R, something like that we can use. So in that case, matching can be done. So this can be for any number of characters, but if I want to select only one character, then we use a underscore. So then let us see about the order by. So what is this order by clause is used to display the result of a query in a specific order, that is sorted order. The sorting can be done in ascending or in descending order. It should be kept in mind that the actual data in the database is not sorted, but only the result of the query are displayed in the sorted order. Select name, city from student, order by name. The above query returns name and the city column of the table. The student sorted by name in increasing either in ascending or a descending order we can give. That's what the order by class will be doing. So take an example, select star from student. So I want to select the students and I want them to be ordered based on the city, and in the city also how I want in a descending order. So that's what it can be given, something like this for ordering, means sorting. So either you can do it in ascending or in a descending based on our application. So next is group by clause. So the group by clause can be used in a select statement to collect data across multiple records and group the result by one or more column. So this is what we can see, the syntax or the column, the syntax for the group by clause is. So what is the syntax for using a group by? Select how many columns you want, we can select, and aggregate functions, conditions you can get, from which table we want to take these columns, and we are grouping on based on which column, that's what group by, which column you want to group. So that's what here group by clause will be used. So take an example here. When we are grouping, we will be using the aggregate functions like something like sum, count, max, min, average, something like this we use. So that is what is a group by clause. Then select. So what we are doing, select name, count. So count star as number of employees. So what I want to count a number of students where their marks is greater than 150. Their total mark should be greater than 150, and group all these names by the city. So that is what here, what we have done, we have used the aggregate function as a count, where the number of students from a student table, where mark should be greater than 350. So in the same way, when we are using a group by clause, even we are along with group by, we have to use a having clause. What is this having clause? Having clause is used to combine with the group by clause. It can be used in a select statement to filter the records that a group by returns. The syntax for having clause is select column 1, column 2, like this we can keep going on till column n. Then aggregate function, you can use an expression from tables where predicates, group by, how do we group, either you can group by column 1, column 2, something like that, and having based on the condition. So this is a general syntax for using a having clause. So let us see one small example, it will be better understood. So select what we want to select. Select marks. What marks we want? All the sum of the marks we want to select and store them in the total marks, and select the department number of a student where he is studying. Group them by department number. So now in BMSIT college, how many groups we have? There are so many departments. So IES, CES, MCA, EC. So, but I want the total marks of the student who are studying in MCS department and who is having scored their total marks greater than 1000. So that is what is a having clause. So note, select statement can contain only those attributes which are already present in the group by clause. That is what is called as a having clause or a SQL's having clause. So then we have something called as a SQL command, that is functions available in the SQL. So what are the functions available in the SQL? We have something called as a mathematical function or a string function or date time function. We see one by one. First one is a mathematical function. So just we have seen about sum, average, count, minimum, maximum. So how to use them? So we can use something like select sum marks. I want to calculate the sum of the marks from which table? From student table. Then what I'll get? I'll get a sum of all the marks of this particular students. So in the same way, I want to select minimum roll number and maximum marks from the student. So this select statement, what it will do is it will display the smallest roll number and highest marks in the table student. So that is what is a mathematical function will be doing. What this mathematical function will be doing? Select sum marks from student. What this particular line? It is adding the marks. And this what it is doing? This is minimum and a maximum from a particular student. That is what a mathematical function. And we see some more string functions. So in the string functions, we have something like we have so many string functions. These functions are used to deal with the string values like ASCII, lower, upper. Either we can use find the length of the string, or I want to the left part of the string, or right part of the string, or trim the string. Means I want to remove the particular spaces in the string, or I want to remove the left space of the string or a right space of the string. So let us just take one small example. I want to know what is the ASCII value of some character. So let us take select ASCII of A. So returns 97. In the same way, select ASCII of A, returns 65. Then select ASCII of 1. What it will return? It will return 49. So the same way, select ASCII of ABC, and which it will return 65. So that is what we can say string functions. Select ASCII of A, select ASCII of small letter A, capital letter A, 1, and first letter is what? A. So then it will return a 65. So like this, we can find out the ASCII values of all the alphabets. So as we already know that uppercase character for characters from A to Z for the ASCII value 65 to 90, and for lower character A to Z ASCII values from 97 to 122. And for digits 0 to 99, that is if we want to store 0 to 99, then we have a ASCII value 48 to 57. So this is what a string function says to us. If no table name is specified, then SQL uses a dual table, which is a dummy table used for performing the operation. That is what is a string function. In the same way, string function lower convert character strings data into a lowercase. Now suppose I want to convert a uppercase to lowercase or something like that, then we use a built-in function called as a lower. So what is this lower will be doing? Lower, this is a string. So then select lower, then a string function. So what is this? So it will convert that to a string function. So in the same way, functions available in SQL, that is upper. So I want to convert uppercase, whatever I have a lowercase, to the uppercase. So we have a built-in function called as a upper string. So convert character strings data into a uppercase. So that is upper, then the string. So select upper particular string. So it will return a string function. So this is an example for a uppercase built-in function. So next we move on to a length. So what is this length function is doing? It returns the length of the character string. How many characters we have in a particular string? I want to know the length of that particular string. That's what here, length of a string. So then select length of a particular string. So then you can start, we can start counting how many characters are there in this part. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And in between we have one more space that we have to count as a blank, that is 50. So like this, we can start counting and we can find out what is the length of a particular string using a built-in function called as a len. And you can give any string here, whatever string you want to give to find out the length of that, we can use a length of that particular string. So that is what a string built-in function will be doing. So next, let us see one more built-in function called as a replace. So what is this replace is doing? Replaces all occurrence of the second string in the first string 1 with a third string 2, string 3. So let us just take small example, then it will be clear. Replace, what I want to replace? A string function. So select replace. So we have given the string 1 as string function, and what we have given string 2 as a string, and the last third one is a SQL. So now what this will do is it will replace the third string in place of the first part of the string, that is SQL function. This is what the replace function will be doing. So next we move on to the one more function called as a left. So returns left part of the string with the specified number of characters counting from left function is used to retrieve portions of the string. So then left string, then integer. So what it will be doing? Select left string function, then 6. So we can just count this is a string, and what is the 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is this? Start from left part of the string and start counting how much is this. This is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is what is called as a left. This is a left, returns of left part of the string with a specified number of characters. Here, what is this, how many characters we want? We want a 6 characters. So it will return, this particular line will return a string as the output. So now in the same way, we can do for a write also. So what is this write is doing? Returns right part of a string with a specified number of characters counting from the right. So write function is used to retrieve portion of the string. So write is what you can see here, write. This is a string and this is an integer. So select write string function 8. What is this 8? What it is, this will be doing 8. I want 8 from a right hand side. Start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is what is called as a function. So this is what is a string function, what it is saying. Let us see the next function. What is the next function says to us? That is a string function or ltrim. So the string function for a ltrim, what it will do is returns a string after removing leaving blanks or left side. Means what it will be doing? Trimming means what? Like something like cutting. The general dictionary meaning. So here left trim means what we are doing? We are removing left side in case if I have a blank space. By mistake we have left a blank. Then you can remove the trim. So that is what here, select left trim. So the space is being removed, then string, then the function. You can see here in this function, in this part, there is a space in the beginning. So to remove the space, we are using a left trim. Same way, in case if I have at the end, then what we have to do? So return a string after removing leading blanks on right side. So what it will do? It will remove a right side space or a blank. So in the same way here, right trim. So select right trim. So here there is a space that will be removed. Then this is what is called as a string function. That is what string function. So in the same way, reverse. So what is this reverse will be doing? Returns reverse as an input. So what is this reverse string will be doing? Whatever string we are passing within this, that function will be reversed. So you people would have done so many programs where you will be using a reverse built-in function reverse, and sometimes you would have used without using reverse. You have to reverse the function and check whether the given string is palindrome or not. In that cases, you would have used a reverse function. Next one is replicate. So what is this replicate function? The repeat a input string for a specified number of times. So now I want to repeat. So in this example, you can see I want to repeat the function 3 times. Function. So how many times also I am specifying? That is 3 times. That is what is a replicate, and this is a string, and this is an integer. So that is what you can see. Select replicate function. How many times? 3 times. So that is what returns function. How many times I want this string to be repeated? I told it to be repeated by 3 times. Then I can use. But one more thing you can notice here is there is no spaces given here between, because we know this is a function, so we are able to say function. If we continuously read, how can we say it is a function? It's not possible because there is no space here. So to bring a space between, we have one more function called as a space function. So what is the space function will be doing? Returns a string of repeated space. The space function is an equivalent of using replicate function to repeat space. Syntax space, then integer. If integer is negative, a null string is returned. That is select string space function. So what is this we are doing? String and function. So but we can see here there is one space. So you can give any number of spaces. How many spaces you want, you can give here. That's what string space function. So that is what a string function called as a space built function will be doing. And you can specify here how many integers you want. If integer is negative, a null string is returned. That's what here select string, and this is a function, this is a space. So string space function. Next we move on to a substring. So substring returns part of a given string. So now I don't want complete thing. I just want a small part of the string to be written. Then we use something called as a substring. So substring function retrieves a portion of the given string starting at a specified character, that is a start index, to the number of characters specified length. So here you can see substring, string I want to mute, from where I have to start, what is the length I want in that particular substring. This is a syntax for a substring. So now just take one small example. Substring returns a part of a given string. So let us select substring. So what we want to select? String function, that is 1 and 6. So from where I want to start? I want to start from 1, and I want what length I want? I want 6 characters. Then start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is what is a 6, and it will return a string. Next one you can see is you can find substring string function, that is 8 and 8. So start from 8, go till 8. So start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You start from 8, go till 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this particular substring will return a function. This is what is called as a substring. So this is what string functions will be doing. So next we move on to a delete command. So suppose now you are in third semester and you have finished second semester and we have entered all the attendance also in the attendance software. And because now second semester is over, then you will come to third semester. Then I don't want those attendance. I want to keep it back up and I want to create one more table where I should create it as a third semester. And I want all the attendance blank. And I want what I want only USNI name. So I can create that table. So like that, if which I don't want the last year's tables. So then we can use a command called as a delete command. What the delete command will be doing? To delete the records from a table, from which table? Any table what we want to specify. SQL provides a delete statement. The syntax for delete is delete from which table, you give the table name, and what is the condition we want to give? Where condition. That's what you can see. Delete from student where city equal to Chennai. That is what is called as a delete. Delete from student where city equal to Chennai. So what I want to delete a student who is from Chennai. So this particular delete statement will be working. This command deletes all those records whose city is Chennai. Yes, and again we have to remember it is case sensitive. What do we mean by case sensitive? It should be kept in mind that while comparing with the string value, string type value, lowercase and uppercase letters are treated as different. That is, you can see here Jammu and Jammu. So here J is capital and here J is small. But for us it is, we know that it is a small letter, this is a capital letter as a human being. But the system cannot understand what it is. That is a Jammu, J is capital and this is a small, the system cannot understand. So it will treat these two as a different strings, is a different when we are comparing. So even this should be, we should take care even when we are deleting, when we are inserting and when we are selecting the values also, we should take care about the lowercase and the uppercase. So next one is a update command. So to update the data stored in the database, update command is used. So that is what update student set marks equal to marks plus 100. What I want to add. So now you got your test 1. So after test 2, after test 3, we need to add all your values. Then add assignment marks to that. Then set update the marks, your IA marks plus your assignment marks, add to them and update to the table called as a student. So that's what this update statement will be doing. So increases marks of all student by 100. So that's what here in this example, what we are doing, already some marks will be there. To that marks we are adding 100. Okay. So now I want to add one more condition to the update. So what we can do, update student city set city equals to Hyderabad. So what we want to set, we want to change wherever there is a city as Bangalore to Hyderabad. That's what here changes the city of those students to Hyderabad whose city is Bangalore. So now what we are just modifying or updating the value from Bangalore to Hyderabad. So this is the update command it is doing. Similarly, we can not only for one column, we can update for multiple columns. Means we can do it for 2 columns at a time. So how do we do? That's what update student set marks equal to marks plus 20 city equal to Mangalore where city not in Delhi or Mysore. So that's what here what we want to add 20 to the marks as well as city to Mangalore where city not in. So other than Delhi and Mysore, if in a table, if you have Delhi and Mysore, leaving Delhi and Mysore, if you have any other things, that should be updated. So that's what here this means. What did we do here? We are updating two columns. Which two columns we are updating? One is marks column and one more is a city column. So that is what the update command is been doing. So next we move on to a create view. So you people have executed in the third lab program. So create view. So now even you know how the view is being. So in the same way in SQL, we can create a view of already existing table. So what is a view? View is something that where you can create which already some table will be there. From that table, you want some values, some columns or some rows. Out of 20 columns, you want only 5. So if it's left to us how we want to create. So then we can use a create view command that contains specific attributes of the table. So that is what is a create view. Example, the table student that we create contains following fields, that is student, roll number, name, marks, class and city. So this is what a student table will be doing. Suppose we need to create suppose let us say 5th semester or 3rd semester students we want to create. That contains, I don't want so many. What I have here for student, I have roll number, name, I have marks, I have class, I have city, I have. I don't want so many columns. When I'm creating a view, I want only 3. That is roll number I want name and a class. In offers from where? From a student table. And what I want to create a view. So that is what here the create view command can be used. So let us see how we can do it. So what is the syntax for doing that? So create view student as select roll number, name, class from which table? From student table. So if I want to view this view table which we have just created, we can use a select star from student. Okay, the above command creates a virtual table view named as fifth student that has 3 attributes as mentioned and all the rows under those attributes as in the student table. We can also create a view from an existing table based on a specific condition like, so create view student as roll number, name, class from where? From a student table, but I want those students who are not from a Delhi. That is what here, where city not equal to Delhi. So that is what here it means. Or then if you want to see what we have to do, select star from particular student. Okay, so we have seen about a table, we have seen about a view. So now we should know, we should see what is the difference between a table and a view. So here, create view command. So the main difference between a table and a view is that a table is a repository of data. A table resides physically in the database. What is this table? Table, we have a data and it has a repository, and table resides physically in the database. A view is not a part of the database physically representation. It is created on a table or any other view. It is pre-compiled so that data retrieval becomes faster and also provides a secure accessibility mechanism. So that's the difference between a table and a view. So what is a table? So table is a repository. Means what? It is physically present, physically residing in the memory. Whereas view is not part of the database physically. It is not physically representation. And it can create on a table or another view. So what we can do, how the view is being done, it is not independently present and we are fetching that which is already there. Which if table is there, from that table we are taking some part. That's the reason it is from another. And it is pre-compiled, means now you have already created a table, then we are just creating, retrieving that which is already present in the table. From that we are taking some part, means what? Pre-compiled, already table is exist and it is compiled. So because it is already there, and when we want to access, we can access the retrieving very fast because it is pre-compiled. Along with that, the security is also security is very accessibility of this particular view mechanism will be more secure compared to the table. Okay, so now we have done so many things. Now I want to add by mistake. So let us see in this table. I want even the address also. So address of I know the cities, but I don't know where in Chennai in which address you are, or in Bangalore which address is. So now I want to add a address column to this thing. So then what we have to do, can use one more command called as a alter table command. So what this alter table command will be doing in SQL, if we ever needed to change the structure of the database, the alter command can be used. So by using alter command, what we can do is we can do two things. One is adding a column to the existing table, or you can delete or modify the column in the existing table. So we see one by one. So now you can see in this table there is a alter table. So alter table, the syntax for alter command is alter table, table name, add column name, data type. So what we are doing here, we are adding a column. So alter table, table name, add column name, data type. What type of data we want to store? We want to store number, we want to store character, we want to store string. We can specify here. That's what here alter table will be doing. So what we have done in the alter table, we can do two things. One is adding a column, or one more is deleting a column. So adding a column, the syntax to add a column is alter table, table name, add column name, data type. So let us see an example in this table. So how many columns we have? We have roll number, we have name, we have class, we have marks, we have city. So now I want to add an address to this column. So then how to write? So something like this we can do. Alter table student add address varchar 30. The above command add a column address to the table student. If we give a command select star from student, so the following data gets displayed on the screen. So what we do, we can add a address to the table. Existing table is what? Student. What we want to add? We want to add a address. So now you can see in this, we have already, there were some 5 columns. Now we have added the address column, but it will be blank because there is no values inserted into this, because we have newly added the address column. Then we need to add the values to this. Then how do we add? We can add the values to this using a update command. Using the update command, we can add a student. So here what we can do, we can use a update command, update table student set. What we want to set? Address as something where Rohan, where either you can give roll number or name, where roll number equal to 101. Then you change it one more. Update set, update table student set address equal to something where roll number equal to 2. So like this, we can update all the values into this table by adding a particular column. Let me take the attendance before I again continue the class. I want to know whether how many people are there, how many people are leaving. So meanwhile, you people can complete the quiz here. So who have joined late, I'm pasting the quiz here. Complete that. It's date 13, right? 13/10. Answer your attendance. Asta.
Present, ma'am.
Abhinav.
Present, ma'am.
Aishwarya.
Present, ma'am.
Ambarish.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, yesterday you were absent, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Anu,
Present, ma'am.
Arbaz, Arbaz, Arbaz is there. Ashok,
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, Arjun.
Arjun,
Present, ma'am.
Ashok, present, ma'am.
yeah, Matt, Benita, Benita, Bhargavi.
Present, ma'am.
Yesterday, Bhargavi were absent.
Yes, ma'am.
Bhavisha,
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Temalai, Diksha,
Present, ma'am.
Deepika,
Present, ma'am.
Deepika,
Present, ma'am.
Murli Krishna,
Present, ma'am.
Gangubai,
Present, ma'am.
Gujiya, Gujiya,
Present, ma'am.
Arshit,
Present, ma'am.
Chunjar, Chunjar, Kavya,
Present, ma'am.
Kishore, Kishore, Lata,
Yes, ma'am.
Manisha,
Present, ma'am.
Manjunath,
Yes, ma'am.
Nayana,
Present, ma'am.
Neelanjan, Neelanjan, Nishant,
Present, ma'am.
Pavitra,
Present, ma'am.
Maithili,
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Pavan,
Present, ma'am.
Akash,
Present, ma'am.
Rajeshwari,
Present, ma'am.
Rakesh,
Present, ma'am.
Ramya,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmi, Ravi, Ravi.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday class you were absent, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Rizwan,
Present, ma'am.
Vishal,
Present, ma'am.
Savita, Savita, Sneha,
Ma'am, Shruti.
Shruti.
Present, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is that S?
Ma'am, Shruti, present, ma'am.
Shruti marked. After that, someone else has told us. Spurti.
Ma'am, Sneha. Ma'am, Sneha, present.
Yeah.
Present, ma'am.
Spurti present. Srinidhi. Srinidhi. Srinivas.
Present, ma'am.
Sunil.
Present, ma'am.
Vaishnavi.
Present, ma'am.
Vinny.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. So we have done with this part. Let me summarize what we have done covered today. Then we'll wind up. So we have started with we have seen how the insert command and what are the two syntax. We have seen about select and project select. So whereas in relational algebra, we are using two different things, one for select, one for project. Whereas in the SQL command, we are combining both. So we can combine both. First one is to select all the values from the table. And the second one is to select respective columns, rows, which are less than 102. The roll number less than 102 and equal those rows I want. So that is what second query will be doing. And the third query, what it is doing is, we want only two columns. I may have 10 columns, but I don't want so many 10 columns. I just want only two columns, that is name and a class. From which table? From student table. So in the same way, we can use a count. So we can add a total number. We can use a built-in function as a count. Similarly, we can do arithmetic operators like we can add 20 to the existing marks of marks, adding 20, or we can still do a division and multiplication. So then we have seen using a distinct. What the distinct will be doing is it will remove the duplicates. So then here in case I want a range, so I want to know between 100 and 103, I want roll number and the names. So in the same way, I want select star from student where city in Bangalore, Delhi and Chennai. So this is what we can select from within, or we want to match. So I want to know, I want to select those people whose name starts from R and rest of the spellings can be anything. So like that you can match this. Or I want to match only one, then you can use a underscore. So in the same way, condition based on the pattern. That's what here we can use that should starting with 1 and ending with 3, and in between we can give anything. So then we have seen about a order by. So how to order? Either I can order by name, either in ascending or descending order. So that's what here this example gives us a city, order by city based on a descending. Then we have seen a example syntax for group by class, and we have seen along with group by class, we are using the aggregate function sum, count, max, min, average. So then we have seen what is the syntax for having clause. Then we have seen about example for having clause. And we have started with mathematical function, string function, and date function. So mathematical function, we have seen some things, and string functions, we have seen so many string functions. And we have started with the delete function, delete command, and how to delete the values from the table. And we have seen about the update command. And we have seen about the creating a view, and we have seen what is the difference between a table and a view. So then we have seen about the alter table. So how to alter the table? That is what the address, or adding a separate column to the alter table. That is what adding the address. And we have seen about the address column. And here we have created one more column that is called as address. And in this adding a separate column called as address, then we can update the values. That is what a student table we can do. And I'll just stop here and we'll continue in the next class.